Well, good day. Hope everything is going very well for you. My name is Josh Belk. Email jbelk@belkassociatesllc.com. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about different areas that we should be looking at in our businesses. And of course we get past to kind of identifying, what is our why, certain goals that we're trying to reach, our vision, our mission. We kind of have all those foundational elements in place, and now we're kind of in the day-to-day grind. Don't necessarily like that word, but the day-to-day work of our business. And we really need to kind of be constantly looking at our business. And I'm going to give you just kind of maybe 8 different areas that maybe you can consider looking at in your business as you kind of go through the day-to-day operations of your business. And so whether you're inside of your business, working there day by day, or maybe you're kind of one of those hands-off type of people to where maybe you spend most of your time working on your business, I think maybe some of this will help both of those camps. If you're someone like myself, I do spend a lot of time working on my business, but I'm also in my business just about every day. I'm in the office at least for part of that day, and I'll meet with my team. I'll communicate with them, but there are always things that we're looking at. And some of these are areas that I may communicate with my team, and areas that they kind of oversee. And some of these I really take responsibility for as the business owner. Let me kind of just run through these, and maybe a few of these you may find some help and some value in. First of all, taking a look at week by week your pace. And so are there certain areas in your business the prior week that maybe went too fast? Maybe other areas that you're not moving quickly enough. One way you know that maybe you're moving too quickly is where there are a lot of mistakes made. Part of my business, we prepare tax returns. And I know one thing that when we're going through our tax preparation process is if I'm trying to rush through them, or someone on my team is trying to rush through them, we're more apt to make mistakes. Same thing on an assembly line. They're going through and you're really trying to push. Fatigue begins to set in. You start to see mistakes get made. And so you need to take a look at your pace. Are there certain areas of maybe you're moving too quickly? Maybe you're outrunning or pushing your staff too hard. They don't have the training or the experience yet. So taking a look at your pace, or maybe there's some areas that you're not moving quickly enough. Sometimes it becomes maybe a marketing end. Maybe more phone calls need to be made. Maybe more customer contacts need to be made. So constantly looking at your business, at least on a weekly basis, and how is our pace in certain areas. Secondly, are there areas in our business that we need to change? As I work with clients and we work with their bookkeepers, or maybe their sales leaders in their business, and sometimes they give just some bad information. And you need to be looking at that and saying, okay, is the input I'm receiving, is it good input or is it bad input? Are there bad assumptions that are being made? Are there some areas that I need to work on making decisions in a better way? But are there some areas in my business that I need to change? Thirdly, are there any areas in my business that are slowing us down? And so what needs to be measured, or what needs to happen to increase our pace and our output? Okay, so are there any areas in our business that are slowing us down, and taking a look at that at least on a weekly basis. Next, did we deliver the value that at least equaled but ideally exceeded client expectations? One of my goals is to make sure that, first of all, I understand what those expectations are, that my clients understand what my expectations are of them, and I understand what their expectations are of me. And so one thing that I want to do regularly is to have that dialogue with my clients. This last Sunday, I received an email from one of my clients, and I'm friends with him on Facebook. He'll probably see this and he'll know who it is. And it's a little bit embarrassing to me, but I received an email from him on Sunday morning, but he clearly communicated to me that I had not met his expectations. And so immediately I took a screenshot of that email. I shot it over to my staff so they would receive it first thing on Monday morning, and kind of understanding, we failed to meet this client's expectation. And so what do I need to do, and as the leader, because everything ultimately falls on my shoulders, what do I need to do as the leader to make sure that we at least match this client's expectation, hopefully excel that client's expectation in the future. So did I deliver value? And a lot of that's going to come through communication. A lot of times the communication we receive back from clients is negative, but we also want to make sure that we're also asking for feedback as well, and hopefully receiving some positive feedback, and clearly asking clients, are we meeting your expectations? Are we falling short? Are we falling short in some areas? And let them have that dialogue. Of course, in this day and age with social media, many times they'll let you know that. And so make sure that those are being measured, that those are being identified, and those are being communicated. Next, did we lose a client to a competitor? And of course, this is probably the most clear way that you know that you have not met clients' expectations. But if you lose a client to a competitor, having that dialogue with your team, well, why did we lose that client? If they didn't communicate with you why they left, maybe reaching out to them and asking them, hey, we definitely fine with you leaving, but could you do us a favor and let us know what did we do wrong? That way maybe we can help bring better value in the future, and maybe even possibly pick up that client, that customer again in the future. But learning something, so every time you lose a client, learning, well, why did I lose that client? And also in the alternative, finding out from people who come to you, well, why did they come to you? And being able to understand, well, why did this client come to us, and then use that as part of your foundation of obtaining more clients. Next is cash flow. I was at a meeting this past Saturday morning, and the gentleman, a good friend of mine, works for a client of ours. He spoke, and he talked about the top 2 reasons why a small business goes out of business. And the first was it had to do with experience. The second had to do with cash flow. And so you need to be looking at your cash flow weekly. And so looking, and this is a little bit more practical, but looking at your cash inflow against your projections. Looking at your accounts receivable for the coming week, looking at your accounts receivable from the last week. If you have a CEO dashboard, something you probably should have as a business owner. When you go in and you're looking at you look at your computer screen. I have my monitor off here to the right, and every day when I come in, I have certain graphs that I look at. I have certain metrics that I look at, and I'm taking a look at, okay, where's our cash flow at? Where's my accounts receivable at? What cash flow what cash has come in? What cash is going also, do I need to be able to get my business through this next week, through the next month, through the next quarter? I'm constantly taking a look at that. As a small business myself, cash flow is king. And so I need to have those metrics in place to be taking a look at that. So looking at your cash inflow against projections, cash outflow against projections, and budget. And this should not only be done at the admin level, but also at the project level. So if you're in construction, for example, that you're looking at your projects, you're in real estate, you're taking a look at each property, and you're looking at your cash inflows and outflows at the property level, at the project level as well. Next is lead generation, having metrics in place for lead generation. Your marketing plan, including production of content, and its effect on generating prospects and sales. What is not working in your lead generation prospect and your lead generation process. I'm sorry. So your lead generation process. So taking a look at that, and in many businesses, a lot of times it has to do with either you're making phone calls, reaching out to prospective clients. Maybe it's a billboard campaign, maybe it's a Facebook ad campaign, whatever it is that you're doing out there, what is working, what is not working. And making sure that you're staying on top of that at least weekly and analyzing that. Investing more money in the areas that are working, pulling back in areas that are not working, and constantly looking for new ways to try to reach prospective clients. So measuring your lead generation. And lastly, kind of a little bit of a different one here, but servant leadership metrics, what I call servant leadership metrics. And this is at the operational and employee performance level. So any training, cultural issues, or resource issues that need to be addressed. So this is a little bit more internal, especially inside of your business. And am I providing the value and the helps that those who work for me, that work alongside me, am I delivering value to them? Am I helping them? Am I giving them the tools that they need? And once again, a lot of this goes back to dialogue, but this should also be measured. And so am I a servant to my employees? As a business owner, I need to look at myself not as a leader or as the dictator in my business, so to speak, but I need to be looking at myself primarily as a servant. Because if I'm there to help them, if I'm giving them the tools and the resources they need to be able to strive, they're going to, in turn, be able to help me reach my goals and our goals collectively as a business. So there's kind of 8 different areas that we maybe want to think about looking at in your business. Hopefully there was some value here, something that you can use. Once again, my name's Josh Belk. You can reach me, jbelk, at belkassociatesllc.com. Thank you. Have a great day.